Hello, my name is Tim Healy, and in this video we're going to be discussing the auto-tagging widget. In particular, we're going to be discussing the document assignment capability of the auto-tagging widget. So let's hop into Quincy and do just that. I've already come to the document assignment tab, and let's talk briefly about the purpose of this capability. The idea is, let's say you have 100 reviewers or some large number of reviewers and some enormous number of documents, let's say 1,000,000, and you want to divide those documents up among your reviewers. Quincy actually has a number of ways to do that. This is just one of them. It provides a pretty simple workflow for carving up large number of documents among a group of users. So let's go in, we're going to select our case. It gives you a drop down, select, we've only got the one demo case here. Go ahead and click the checkbox there. That will load your labels and your users. Sometimes the users take a couple seconds to load, so if you click here and the users you're expecting to see aren't there, just give it a second. So let's go through labels. You have a choice of either selecting no label or selecting a label. If you select a label, it will be those documents that get carved up among the various reviewers. If you select no label, it will divide up the entire case. For right now, let's go ahead and do images. And then we select the users we want to divide documents up among. We're just going to do these two, Tim and Bob. It offers up a mechanism of division. We can either divide it evenly among users or we can divide it by user. Let's do by user for right now so I can show you how that works. We have a total of 188 documents. Let's give Tim, let's say 50, and we'll give the remaining 138 to Bob. Bob's a much faster reviewer in our scenario here. And now it asks us the type of operation we want to do. By operation, what we mean is permission or to create a task. If we're permissioning, we're going to assign the documents to the users, the various users, 50 to Tim and 138 to Bob. If we create a task, we're simply going to create tasks and attach those objects to those tasks. So let's go ahead and do that so you can kind of see what that looks like. We're going to create a task. We give it a due date. We'll make it the 19th. And we'll say, please review. And we're just going to go ahead and click run. Just that simple. Creating tasks can actually take quite a while because it requires first loading the widgets, you can see the steps it's going through, getting the tasks. Then once it's gotten the task, only then can it actually create it. The whole thing takes about 15 seconds here, and it should be done. So now let's come in and go to tasks. And there it is. Those are the two tasks we created. You can see the task name in the demo case. It's due the 19th as we expected, and it's assigned to Tim and Bob respectively. Let's make sure the objects got properly attached to those. So we're going to click on the Tim. I believe we assigned Tim 50, and there are those 50 objects. And we can just click here and scroll through them. And you can see basically it's the first 50. If we go to Bob and we come here, it's the remaining 138 were given to Bob, and here are those documents. And so then Tim and Bob each come in to respectively, they log in and they'll see this task and they'll know they have to review these documents. So that's that. Let's go back into the auto tagging widget though. Now let's divide up the whole case. Let's remove this. Let's do none. And instead of doing it by user, let's do it evenly among the users. So half of the objects are going to go to one reviewer, the other half to the other. And the operation, we're going to go ahead and permission this time. Instead of creating a task, we're just going to assign the documents so that when Tim logs into the case, he's just going to see the documents he was assigned. Go ahead and run that. No label chosen. It says, are you sure you want to assign the whole case? We're going to say yes. Mind you, this is not going to work. I'm going to show you the error we're going to run into just so you see it. It says, error. User permission labels have not been created for these users. If you have already done the videos on creating roles and actions and stuff in Quincy, you should be familiar with what are called restricted viewers. Restricted viewers are viewers that can only see documents they were granted rights to see. It is that process that we are effectively going through here. In order to do that, we have to have properly set up the users as restricted viewers, and we have to have created permission tags for them. What that error showed us was that we hadn't created the permission tags. So let's go ahead and log into our case. Going to open up our filter widget. We don't even really need to wait for the case to load. Just come here and labels, and then we're right-clicking and doing permissions. And we want to create permission labels for Tim and Bob, and just go ahead and click that. And it will create our permission labels. There they are. And so now we can just go back to the auto tagging widget and run it again, and it will work. Well, case, yes, thank you. It's running document assignment, assigning permissions to objects. If we wait a second, if it's a huge case, this job can take a couple minutes. But for our case, it's quite small. It should have already been done. So you can see 0 objects are assigned to either of these labels right now. Let's go refresh. And hopefully they've divided up the whole case. So bingo, Tim got 758 objects, Bob got 757, and the next time they log in, they will only be able to see those respective objects, assuming they were correctly set up as restricted viewers. So that's it. That's all I wanted to show you in terms of this document assignment capability. Hopefully that's clear and straightforward. If you want any further enhancements to this capability, let us know. Please post on the message board. And otherwise, thank you very much for your time.